A mom drank 3 gallons of water in 2 hours. This is what happened to her brain. Casey is a 28-year-old woman presenting to the emergency room, unconscious. Her husband Josh tells the many nurses that she had suffered 2 seizures in the past 30 minutes. You see, Casey was participating in a radio show competition, Hold Your Wee for a Wee, where contestants will drink up to 3 gallons of water, and the last person to urinate or vomit will win a shiny Nintendo Wii. Clearly, this is what gags behave from the radio stations, and the higher the number of its contestants. But Casey was determined. She was going to win the Nintendo and be able to play it with her kids. Immediately after drinking all 3 gallons of water, she was found clenching the armrests of her chair. After a few minutes, her husband begins to drive her home. In the car, she begins to cry. She's suffering a massive headache and tells her husband that I'm coming out of my skull. She feels pressure build against her eyes, and the vision of her left eye is going dark. Her husband drives quickly so they can go home now, and she can take a nap because they both believe she can sleep it off. At home now, Casey lays down when her husband begins to prepare dinner. Dinner's ready, and it's only been 30 minutes. So the husband watches some TV. It's here that Casey silently suffers her first seizure. Unknowingly, Josh watches TV for another, trying to consider to hear his wife, who believes is sleeping but is actually suffering seizures every 20 minutes. As he finally fears it's time to call her for dinner, he sees Casey suffer yet another seizure. 911 is called. In the ambulance, Casey's 6th seizure is seen by the paramedics as she arrives to the emergency room where we are by now. Given this past medical history, there are several clues as to what's happening. First, Casey is suffering from hyponatremia. Hypo meaning low. Natrate referring to sodium, as it showed on the periodic table of elements, and emia meaning presence in blood. Low sodium presence in blood. The second thing is, where did all the water go? This brings us to the human body. Male bodies are made up of 60% water. Women's bodies are made of 50% water. So, if women's body don't hold on to water, where did all the water go then? It is a hard question, but it is not. Just follow the sodium. That means her intestines, liver, and stomach are starting to swell up, but that isn't a problem because the abdomen is soft. But how about the brain? The brain is clothed in the hard space. Your cranium, also known as your skull. Your brain only has space to expand 8% until it starts crushing against the skull. So if water keeps flowing and flowing towards it, the brain started expanding, smashing the blood vessels as they expand, causing the deprivation of oxygen. As the flow of blood is disrupted in Casey's brain, parts of it started to necrose or quite literally die. This is called herniation. The final reason is that Casey's case is incredibly rare. And also she has SIADH, syndrome of inappropriate anti-diuretic hormone. A diuretic is something that causes you to urinate, so an anti-diuretic is something that prevents you from urinating. Why she hasn't urinated? It's because that she feels nauseous. Nauseous is a powerful stimulant. So then our body thinks that it's going to lose a lot of water from vomiting. So it holds on to the 3 gallons of water. So the cure is this. If water is in her brain, then the cure is to add more sodium to draw the water out of her brain and dilute it out of her body. With the support of CARE and the Digital Medical team, Casey was able to make a recovery. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself and beware.